So we'll probably get a good 55 minutes in today. Trust everybody's well. As always, if something is uncomfortable for your body or you know you shouldn't do it because your body doesn't like it, please just sit that one out. Be happy with everything else that you get done today. All right, we'll start standing when you're ready. So standing up nice and tall, feet are set underneath the hips. We lift the shoulders, roll them back and pull them down. Hold them here. Draw that strength behind your belly button now without breathing in. Brace that core. And the final adjustment is to tuck your tailbone under slightly. Bring those three places into alignment, nice and neutral spine. From here, nod your chin to your chest. And then slowly lift the chin, eyes to the ceiling. And then back down, chin to chest. And up, tip back. Nice slow movements. If you don't get the full way to start with, be patient. Do a few before you get the full range. Okay, last one. Bring the eyes to the front. Take a big deep breath with the arms lifting up. Relax the shoulders at the top. Exhale, lower the arms. And again, inhale, lift. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, lift. All right, hold at the top. Exhale, one forward, one back with the arms. Brush past the thighs. Inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Stop at the top. Go back the way you came. Exhale, lower the arms. Brush past the thighs. Inhale as you lift. Stop at the top. Back the way you came. I know it's a free brain workout this morning. Keep that breathing. Just getting some mobility into the shoulders. Loosening things up, ready. All right, one more. And finish with the arms at the thighs. Bring them to the fronts of your thighs. Nod your chin to your chest. We're going to windmill down. Chin comes down. Curl the shoulders down. Slide your hands and lower and curl through the spine. Take a few seconds at the bottom to really get that stretch in the backs of the legs. Let the head hang loose and the neck, the lower back. From behind your belly button, you're going to draw strength and roll up, starting to curl back up to the top as slowly as we went down. Use those hands on your thighs if you need to, curling one vertebrae at a time until you're back up to the top. Let's take a nice big inhale, arms lift. Now exhale and fold at the waist, drop forward. And roll yourself up. Curling, articulating the spine. Moving nice and slowly. And relax. Good. Feet are still hip width apart. We're going to drop and sit back. Arms extend to the rear. Lift and reach for the ceiling. Drop and sit back, arms swing. Lift and reach. Add a little bit of momentum to this. And if yours is modified and looks a little bit more like this, where your hands hit the thighs and you just sit the hips back, then that's good too. Last one. Okay, we're staying at the top. Arms are reaching up. We're going to try to lift the heels and press the pads. of your feet into the floor, nice and even. And relax, heels down, relax the arms. So when we go up again, I really want you to focus. Doesn't matter if your arms don't go up, you can keep them here on your hips if you prefer. Strength here in your core, braced and focused on something on the floor. Ready, and lift. Try and hold it up there. Even out those pads, don't favor one side of your foot. A little higher maybe. And relax. Good job. Give everything a shake off. We're coming down to the mat. This is where I lose half of you now, below the level of your camera. Legs are out in front. We're going to do roll down, roll up with spine stretch forward. Arms reaching forward from the shoulders. Drop your belly button through towards your spine. Push out your lower back and start to curl yourself down. Slow and steady. Once you get to the bottom, the arms go above the head. And we lift the arms, the shoulders. Chin is curling and tucking. And we roll. We get to where we started, but push forward before we return to going down again. So we get that little extra tug in the backs of the legs. Good. Try to eliminate any change of speed. Remember that if you need to, this might be the time that you have the rolled up towel in the small of your back, because you may find that that's what means you can really control this move. It can help if you have maybe a little bit of a back issue. It can help if you have weaker abdominals. Really remember to use that breathing. Exhale on the way out. Inhale when you're rested. Exhale on the work. All right. Spine stretch forward and then finish in that seated position where we started. Good job. Okay. Do a little bit of strength work. Arms are forward. We lean back a proportion of the way. How far back you go is your choice. You may find that you're a little bit further up because of any problems, or you can really challenge it and go back, maybe as much as that 45-degree angle. Breathe in and open to the right. As you exhale, breathe in, open to the left. As you exhale. Good. Now, if you're more upright, you are still getting that rotation. So please don't think that you're not actually doing anything. You're just not putting the same demands on the core. And it's okay if you started strong and then you felt yourself have to come up a little bit. That would be okay too. One more each side. And come forward, this time dropping forward, letting the head hang, curling the spine. Okay, coming back onto your elbows. If you needed to, you could also try the arms straight and further back like this. Just trying to get that sort of angle with the body so that you've got some room for movement. Draw one leg in, pop it on the floor, and switch it for the other side. So whilst you're doing this very simple movement of lifting up the legs, and you're thinking, well, this isn't really doing a great deal, I want you to control. Pull that belly button down towards your spine, and always make sure that it doesn't creep, the pain and the work doesn't creep. Let's start with level 2. It's a switch. The heel taps the floor every time on the extended leg. Are you still pulling in behind the belly button? Keeping strong, breathing. Okay, level 3. The heel doesn't touch the floor. Exactly the same motion. Remember, you can always drop to the level before if you need to. And this is quite a big jump to level 4. Both legs are out, one leg in. Both legs out, one leg in, and they're hovering. And we're breathing. Still got that belly drawn strong. Last one. Rest. Legs go down, we come off the elbows, and we draw the knees into the chest. Good job. Okay. Straight leg. One up, one down. One long breath. Now, if you struggle to even get your legs straight, you're going to have a little bend. It's totally okay if that's as straight as you can get your leg, but don't pull on the knee because it'll encourage the leg to bend. So you're above or below, and I would suggest you don't interlock your fingers because we're going to be switching legs. So you've got a nice firm grip, the head and shoulders are lifted, you're pulling the belly down into your spine. One big breath, one exchange. Let's go. Hold 2-3 seconds, then switch. All 10 toes are pointing. Switch. 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 Good. Keep going. And speed them up so that it only just touches the floor before you send it back. Breathe. Last one, and relax. Rest the head, hug the knees. Okay, place your feet on the floor, hip width apart, 6 or 8 inches from your bottom. Pull your belly button down towards your spine. Engage your glutes and lift your hips. Make any adjustments you need. If you feel that your feet are in the wrong place, just give them a little adjustment. Maybe your shoulders, you want to maybe bring those shoulder blades under the body a little bit more. Anything that helps for you to maximize that glute squeeze and lift those hips up nice and high. We're going to hold this position. Keep breathing, keep squeezing. If you need a moment's rest, feel free to take it down, come back up. Try and make sure those knees aren't falling open. Keep them in line with your hips and over your heels. Let's extend the right leg. The knees will stay side by side. You've just lifted up one leg and extended the lower. Now, if this is too much, put it back down sooner. Switch legs. Extend. We're holding unless you need to rest. Switch now. Extend, squeeze, hold. We want that imbalance. We want your body to adjust. Switch. Good. Slow. Switch. When you're switching, when the leg is up, you're pushing through the heel and squeezing that glute. Switch. Lower the leg. Lower the bottom. Hug the knees. Okay, take the legs up to the ceiling, hands at the side of the body, toes are pointed. And do the corkscrew. So we've got 2.5 circles before we go back down that spiral, 2.5 circles back to the center. Start off small with your spirals. And then as we feel more confident, we can make those spirals bigger in circumference so that you're challenging yourself more with where the legs take you and what the abdominals have to do to adjust. You can always make this harder by bringing the hands closer to the body so that they're not stabilizing and you have to do more of that yourself through your core. So find what works for you, where your arms should be, and how much you move your legs. Find time to breathe throughout the movement. And relax. Rest and hug the knees. Okay. Just to see if we've got that tummy fully awake, we've got a loose grip on the knees and we're going to roll ourselves up to sit. So use your tummy, roll and come up. Roll and take yourself back and lower yourself back down and then up again. So your focus is to make sure that there is no momentum here whatsoever. It's just your tummy getting you up and controlling you down. And if that is a little too much and you just get a little bit from it by a little attempt to roll up but you don't quite get there, then that's okay. Last one. And relax at the bottom. Okay. Now, if you've not been to a class and you haven't seen this one before, you might want to look this way for this. When we roll like a ball, we're using the movement down and back up again. And when we start here at the bottom and we take all of the momentum out of it, we've got to try and get it ourselves. If you know this isn't going to be for you, or you try one and think, nope, please feel free to practice the one we just did, because you'll benefit from that just the same. However, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to try to get the bottom up. Remember, there's no momentum, so you've just got to attack those lower abdominals to get them up. Make sure there's no momentum and then go again. And if it only moves a little bit, then be happy. And relax. Place your feet on the floor. Feet are hip width apart, 6 or 8 inches from your bottom. Head and shoulders are lifted and your fingertips are reaching. So from here, 3 taps on the floor of your fingertips. Don't make number 1 too big and you'll get 2 and 3 in. Your head is lifted and your chin is tucked. If it gets too much for you, feel free to put one hand behind the back of the head. 3 little breaths and then back to this position. Ready? Let's go. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. One more. And relax. I need to take a full body stretch here. Extend the legs out, reach the arms above the head, and then extend on one side, point the toe, reach the fingers, and the other side. Extend and reach. Switching from one side of the body, stretching to the other side. Okay, and relax. We're in a nice tight ball. We're going to do double leg stretch. So they go out and in, out and in. You've got lots of variations. You can stay with this one with the arms reaching forward and the legs a little higher. Or if you want to challenge yourself, you're going to take the arms and legs lower and the arms go above the head. Exhale as you extend. Inhale as you come together. One more. And relax. Roll yourself up and come to your side. So your elbow is underneath your shoulder for the best support. We're laid just at the back of the mat, and we're going to bend the legs and bring the knees to the front of the mat. So you have bent legs, heels towards the back, your bottom is towards the back, and then we're here. If you struggle to be on your elbow, you can try this one down here if you prefer. I want you to make sure that your knees are the same length. If your legs are not the same length normally, this won't be possible. So, but generally, your knees are going to be the same length here because your hips are stacked. If you let that top hip slide back slightly, you'll see that now your knees are not the same length. So this is what you've got to look for. Knees the same length, hips stacked, one on top of the other. Brace the abdominals nice and tight. Keep your heels together and lift the knee away from the bottom one, and then back down. Open and close. The glue between your feet is going to limit the range, but the other thing that's going to limit the range is that hip. If you open up too much, your hip will fall off the stack and it'll allow you to open more. So I want you to be mindful of that hip, limit the range so that we're working in the joint of that hip only. Breathe. And relax. Now extend the legs. Take the top leg and pop it in front of the other leg. Now bend both legs and let them come up the mat a few inches. And now we're going to lift into side plank rainbow pose. This arm is coming under. We lift the hips, we straighten up the legs, and we come over. Now, quick option for you, drop that bottom knee. If it's on the floor, it's going to distribute the weight a little bit more evenly for you. And obviously, if you think you can manage, then we go straight legs all the way. Can we get those hips up a little higher? Yeah. And lower. Come off that elbow. Arm reaches out on the floor. Palm up to the ceiling. Spare hand comes to your tummy. Legs are straight, feet are flat. Lift your legs from the floor. And you should feel that your tummy has to activate to hold you here now that we've taken some other bits away. Shuffle the feet. We're going to add a little bit of momentum, bit of movement that messes things up. If you find you more wobbly, it's totally okay to save yourself with your spare hand. Just take it away again so that you're always challenging that core stability. Okay, now we're on the moon. Straight legs, strong, long strides. Slow and controlled. No flinging. And relax. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Spin round. So lying towards the back of your mat. On your side. Make yourself comfortable. If you got any bony bits, use an extra bit of cushioning. Pick up those knees, bend them, drop the knees at the front of the mat. Sides of your feet are glued together. Brace that tummy. Limit the movement, check the knees are the same length, and then open and close. Remember, slow and controlled, we want this focus in that joint of the hip. It might not feel like the most amount of work, but you still need to focus on breathing because you still need that rich oxygenated blood to flood to the muscles that are working right now. As with every move, mild discomfort's okay, pain is not. If you've got pain, you need to stop. You sometimes get a dull ache when you do this many repetitions, and that's okay, that's fatigue. That's what we're looking for. Good. And relax. Extend the legs. Drop the top leg in front, and then bend them a little bit so we've got some room to lift, and then lift over into rainbow pose. So not side plank. This is a side plank. We want up. Rainbow. It's targeting that lower oblique. Good. Keep breathing. Can we get the hips up a little higher? And relax, lower the hips. We are coming down, arm reaching out, palm up to the ceiling, spare hand on your belly, legs are straight, feet are flat, lift them from the floor. Use that tummy to stabilize. Stay focused and shuffle the feet. If you're wondering where you should be focusing, it's your tummy. Lots of squeezing. Now, strong, long, straight strides. The hardest one is when that bottom leg goes back. So just see if you can find out what's in that centimeter beyond where you stop every time. Try and challenge a little further. If it makes you wobbly, great. That's what we want. And relax. Now we're on to our front. This is especially for Kristen. Flight. So if you're new to this one, have a little look. We will be in a dorsal raise. So lift it as strongly as you can, chest and legs. Arms are long and strong, rotating the palms. We breathe out for 5 and in for 5. At about 80, we go for 100, by the way. At about 80, your arms are going to feel a little jelly-like. Try to keep going. That 20 is important at the end. And the rotations of the arms, really important. Flat palms and flip them all the way around as much as you can, but keep it in the arm. Don't just do wrists, don't involve the scapula, okay? Halfway through, I'm simply going to say lift. That will be to remind you to lift your dorsal raise a little stronger because it will have lapsed a little bit. All right, eyes looking at the floor, arms long and strong. Dorsal raise, lift. Rotations begin. Lift. And relax. Good job. Hands to the side of your chest. Push away from the floor, child's pose. Okay, come up to all fours. Set a nice quadruped, hands under the shoulder, shoulder width, knees under the hips, hip width, belly drawn strong but not lifted, and a piece of string pulling through the top of your head to lengthen your spine. Take your right arm and your left leg and extend them out on the floor. So they're still touching the floor, but they're reaching as far as you can. Length, not height. Slide in. Same arm, same leg. Slide out. Slide in. Slide out. Control. Slide in, nice and steady. Every time you slide out that arm and leg, I want you to make sure that the rest of your body does not move to compensate. Okay, this time slide out and hold. Now we lift, we lower, we lift, we lower. At the back, you're pushing through the heel of your foot. I want you to activate your glute. Last one. Relax, slide it in and take a child's pose reset. Okay, back up, all fours, other side to do. Set that good base. The foundation of your stance is really important. Remember to brace your abdominals like you're going to receive a stomach punch. Squeeze so that it's contracted. Piece of string pulling through the top of your head. Keep your neutral spine. Other arm, other leg this time. Slide out. Slide in. And out. And in. Use that strength in your core to not change any body position when you lose those two limbs. If this is too much, I want you to simply try this with an arm or a leg. So you can change and alternate and see what they all feel like if it's too much to do together. Okay, last one, hold it out. Now we go up and down, but remember it's flexed foot. So we squeeze the glute, lift the leg. Remember, you could try this with one arm or one leg if it's too much together. So many options to make this safe for everybody. Push through that heel. Think about that glute on the lift. You're not trying to get any higher than your body. Level will be just fine. Last one. And relax. Slide it in, drop the hips, slide the arms forward, and stretch it off. From here, all fours, curl your toes under, and then lift the hips and extend the legs for down dog. Press those heels towards the floor. Don't worry if they don't reach. Press your chest towards your toes to take that stretch into the whole of the back of the body. Good. And knees down. Soften the toes, child's pose. A little stretch here. Okay, this next move has you thinking a lot on the inside of your body. Variations for everybody is knees down to make it easier, full legs, toes to make it harder, but you can still perform it with both of those options. You are literally going to imagine that somebody's tied a piece of string around your belly button. Weird, I know. And then have a little look. We will be in a plank position, whichever you choose, knees down or straight leg and toes. That piece of string that's pulling your belly button is coming up here, and there's somebody stood here and they're tugging it, okay? It really helps to imagine that. So squeeze. If I'm doing it now, it doesn't look like I'm doing anything, right? If you're doing this, rocking on your toes or through your shoulders, then you're not doing it correctly. You're working the ends of your body, okay? I want you to work the middle of your body, and it will feel a little bit strange. Might feel like you're not really doing a great deal. I tell you what, it does feel a little bit like pelvic floor exercises, okay? Ready? Choose your plank position, something you can hold for about 30 seconds. Maybe you have to drop to knees, that's okay. Imagine that piece of string. It's pulling, pulling. It's giving you a big tug through that belly button, up towards your chin. And relax. Okay, we're on our belly. Going to give you a nice stretch for the abdominals into swan pose. Bring those hands as far back as you can. Elbows are tight to the side of the body. Now, options for this one. We will lift up, and there is a danger that you can compress your lower back a little bit. So if you find that's happening for you and you need to stop, please do. But the idea is we are going to let the hips come up off the floor, okay? We push into the palms, keep the elbows tight, push through the palms, lift up. The head doesn't come up, it looks forward. And the hips are slightly raised from the floor if you get to full arms. Lower, keep them close. We're going to get some tricep action. All right, set it up. Arms close. Ready to push through those palms. Breathe in, exhale as you lift. Hold for a few seconds. Lower under control. And again, if your body is willing. And then lower. Let's do one more if it's okay. Good, and relax. All the way away from the floor. Child's pose. Come to your bottom. Okay, last working exercise. We've got stretches after this.